Hello everybody, my name is Mario Carrera from the gvSIG Association, and I'm going to speak about gvSIG Online for Municipality Management. This is another presentation of the gvSIG International gvSIG Conference. I'm going to share desktop first, and now I'm going to start the presentation. As I told you, I'm going to speak about gvSIG Online for local administration. It's a municipality platform for geographic information management. So first of all, I'm going to speak about the gvSIG Association. If you don't know what it is, I'm going to speak about, I'm going to give you a short introduction. So the gvSIG Association was born in 2010 within the frame of the gvSIG project. It's composed of different companies and non-business entities like universities, geographical institutes, public administrations, etc. And there are a lot of collaborators and distributors. This is one of the biggest international network of experts in free geomatics, and we have been working for companies and administrations in more than 30 countries. Here you can see several awards that have recognized the project. The most important was the first prize in cross-border category at Sharing and Reuse Awards by the European Commission. And 2 weeks ago, the gvSIG Association received another award about the best small and medium enterprise at Innovation, Sustainability and Network Awards by different entities. Here you can see several screenshots about the awards. And who has trusted us? There have been a lot of entities that we have worked for. For example, we have done projects for different municipalities, regional governments, national governments, and different entities like, for example, for petroleum, for energy, etc. The catalog of gvSIG solutions is composed of different products. One of them is gvSIG Desktop, that is a desktop geographic information system for advanced editing, analysis, geoprocessing. It has geoprocessing tools. We can create maps. We have 3D views, etc. The other one is gvSIG Mobile. There are two products for mobile devices. One of them is gvSIG Mobile, and the other one is gvSIG Maps. It's a recent one. They are oriented to take field data. And the other one that I will speak about in this presentation, the main one is gvSIG Online. That is an integral platform for spatial data infrastructure. Here you can see several screenshots of the applications, gvSIG Desktop and gvSIG Mobile in this case. I will speak about the other one from here, the other ones from here. The components of a geographic information system are the spatial data infrastructure with the databases, the geoportals, catalog, map servers, etc. The desktop GIS and the mobile GIS. And they are corresponding with the main products of the gvSIG suite, gvSIG Online, gvSIG Desktop, and gvSIG Mobile and gvSIG Maps for mobile devices. They are open source software, they are interoperable, they follow the main standards, and now I'm going to speak about gvSIG Online. So gvSIG Online is a solution to manage all the geolocated information of a municipality. We know that more than the 80% of the information, I think more than the 90%, because there's a lot of information, that the municipalities, all this information is geolocated, is georeferenced. So they work with urban planning and cadastre, security, infrastructures. All the information, almost all the information is georeferenced. So gvSIG Online allows to catalog, locate, and share this information in an easy way. It's not necessary to have a technical profile, so any person of the municipality can work directly on gvSIG Online. gvSIG Online allows to do it through web maps viewers, private and public, as well for the citizens. And there isn't any use limitations. You can create as many geoportals as you want. There isn't any limitations of accesses, of layers, etc. So it's very powerful. Here you can see a screenshot. The main screenshot is a viewer with different parts. I will show you a real case later. You have the different layers. You can do queries about the alphanumerical information. You have a browser. We have the map, the toolbar, the coordinates, etc. We can apply legends. We can create geoportals in less than a minute. For example, if we have a public holiday, we can publish in 5 minutes. We can have a geoportal with the streets that are not where the people cannot access, etc. The maps can be printed. There's a tool to print the maps. There are several basic editing tools. They are very useful for inventories, census, etc. We also have 4D. We can see temporary changes on the layers with a date field, for example, for cadastre information. We also can, and example, for example, we can have our street map with all the basic information of the municipality, with the streets of the municipality. For example, if we have the streets with different names in different languages, or the old name and the current name, we can have our map with both names. So we can manage this information in an easy way. We can have all the municipality services, etc. We can manage the urban planning and cadastral information. For example, we can, as I told you, we have temporary data for for cadastral information. For example, we can link to document manager. If we have a document manager with all the information of the municipality, we can link to the document manager and show the parcels or the garage entrance or the people, so we can show this information on gvSIG Online directly. We also can manage the information about mobility, for example, the bus lines, the metro, cycle lines, parkings, including number of free parking locations. We can manage the urban accessibility. It's very important because every time more there are new laws about this information. So we have to indicate the passing sizes, slopes, all the information about accessibility. We can have it at the gvSIG Online platform. We also can manage historical cartography. We can have our old maps, the different flights from different years, etc. We can check all the information, the different layers at the same geoportal. We can manage the environment information, for example, the urban green areas. We can have all the parks and gardens that that have to be managed by the technicians. We can have the livestock waste, etc. About urban waste, we can have all the information related to this sector. For example, the recycling, skips, etc. And we can make analysis on the geoportal if we need to add new skips on any site if there are new buildings, for example. We also can manage heritage information, for example, for boundaries markers. We can have paths, archaeological tasks. We can link to PDF files or images of any site, for example, as you can see here. We also can manage all the information about trade and industry. For example, if we have an industrial park, we can have all the information about the different companies, the emergency exits of the industrial park, etc. And about local business, we can have all the information to promote this local business, the local businesses. It's another information that we can manage in gvSIG Online. We also have information about citizen coexistence and safety. For example, for the police, we can have all the crime representation to check if we have to put new policewoman in some area. For example, if there are more crimes in an area, we can have this information into account. For example, about tourism, we can have our tourism maps. We can have the paths, for example, with all the information. We can include the GPX files to download, for example. We can also have entertainment and cultural activities information. Or we can create a new geoportal only for Christmas events, for example, all the information for Christmas or for Easter. We can show all the information about closed streets. About municipality inventory, we can also manage this information. We can have different layers or different geoportals with different layers, with the street lights, drinking fountains, vertical signs. And for example, now it will be very easy to manage if there is a street light that is not working. For example, we can change the state of this street light at the attribute layer, and the symbology will be different, for example, in red color. So the technicians could go to that street light to fix the problem. With the tablets, they can have this geoportal with that information, and they can go to the street light directly with the GPS. Another important issue in gvSIG Online are the integrations. We can integrate with sensors, for example, with traffic information or the parking information, information about the buses, where they are in real time. We can connect with document managers, or we can, and all the information about open data. We also can make socioeconomic analysis, for example, about education, about elections, opinion surveys, jobs, etc. So we can see how many people, how many students are in each school, for example. We can make this analysis. And about implementation modalities, we have three different modalities. The first one is the software as a service with external hosting, and the gvSIG Association offers the system administration service. There are two other modalities. First one is on-premise at city council, at the municipality servers, and they manage the servers. And the other one is similar, but the system administration service given by the gvSIG Association. There isn't any cost of license because it's open source software. gvSIG Online is open source. It's composed of different components, and all of them are open source. So there isn't any cost of license. And the maximum time to be launched is about 3 months, but it can be launched in 1 or 2 months in some cases. Finally, I spoke about gvSIG Maps. It's a framework to create application with geo component. It's a recent product of the gvSIG Association, and we can see in this example, this is a project created on gvSIG Online, and it has been loaded at the gvSIG Maps application in Android and iOS. So at this project concretely, it was about how many people were in the beaches because of the coronavirus pandemic. So this municipality had to manage the information about how many people were in each moment in each beach. So they created a gvSIG Maps application with this information. Now I'm going to show you several examples about gvSIG Online. For example, at this municipality, it's a real case. They are managing all the urban planning information. They have different base layers. For example, the orthophoto. They have the base map. They have OpenStreetMap, etc. And they have the cadastre information. For example, the parcels at urban area. And in this case, they have 4D. So they can change the dates, and you can see how it changes. So it's the temporary management of the cadastre information. They also have raster information. For example, in this case, they have old cadastre. They can download the layers from here, the citizen, or if the project is private, it can be only accessed by the technicians or not technicians. For example, the administrative people of the municipality can access to the private projects. We can manage permissions by project and by layer. So a project can be public, but some of the layers of the that project can be private. So in this case, zoom to layer, and here we can see the information of the old cadastre, and on this layer we have the information about the current situation of the cadastre. So they have all the information at the same geoportal. They can manage opacity, as you can see here, or swipe. We can see the information of 2 layers at the same time. So they have the protected goods, for example, for heritage. They have this information here. And for example, if I press Info tool, I can get the information of the good. This is the name. And in this case, we have a PDF file with all the information about this public good. Another information that we have is for example, about urban planning. They have all the information here, and if we press on a parcel, we can get the information of the rules, in this case of the rules to build in that parcel. So the citizen hasn't to go to the municipality to get this information. The citizen can get this information from his or her house. So it's another interesting tool available in gvSIG online. We also can have the orthophotos of different layers. For example, here we can have the orthophoto from different layers, one of them, the other one, and we also can apply swipe, for example, to this one, to check the information of the other one. So we can see how it changed. It changes in different years. So it's very useful tool. In another municipality, for example, here we have different projects. They are in Valencian, but it's for example for mobility, for transports, for municipality services, for urban planning, for environment and burning plans, for sports, for tourism and business, for archaeology, for citizen information, for agriculture, and holidays. So they have different geoportals for different information. And for example, one of them is about mobility and transport. They have all the information about mobility. For example, they have the bus lines, and they have, for example, the cycle lines information. They have the bus stops with all the information with the schedules, for example. They have the lines, the bus lines, the parkings, all the information, the points for electric cars charge, for example. All this information is available in this geoportal. Another geoportal is this one about environment and burning plan. So the citizen can look for, this is cadastral information. If we go here, for example, we zoom to this place, they can see the information about cadastre. We can get the information about the parcels, for example, this one, about this information. And if we press here, the National Cadastre of Spain website is open with the information of this parcel. So it's connected with the cadastre site of Spain in this case. And the citizen can look for the parcel by cadastral reference or by location. And when he looks for the parcel, the citizen can load, for example, the information about the burning planning. So they can check if the parcel is the permission, if he or she has permissions to burn in their parcel. For example, they have this information here, and they also can change to the local orthophoto, and they can print. For example, here they can print the information about these layers. They can change the scale, they can change resolution, and a PDF is created with this information. And I'm going to go back to the webinar site. So if you have any doubt about gvSIG Online, you can ask at the chat. Or if you had, it's not a workshop, It's a presentation. Sorry, one moment. It's not a workshop. It's a question. It was a question. If you have any question about gvSIG Online, you can ask at the chat, and I can answer. And if you are watching this video at the gvSIG YouTube channel later, because it will be available, you can write to info@gvSIG.com, for example, to ask about information about gvSIG Online. If you are interested in implementation of gvSIG Online in your municipality, you can connect. So I'm going to write this the email. For example, I don't remember if it was at the last. Yes, it was at the last slide. I'm going to share desktop again, and here you have the last slide is this one. You can ask if you have if you need information about gvSIG Online, if you are interested in implementation of gvSIG Online in your municipality, you can ask us at this email address, info@gvSIG.com. You also have all the information about the gvSIG Online and the other products of the gvSIG suite at the blog, the gvSIG blog, and you also have the information on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. So, and the website to download gvSIG Desktop, for example. So I'm going to go back to the chat. Another question if the geoportals can be inserted in a website as a widget. Yes, there is an option to insert geoportals as websites. So there is a very useful information. And another one, another question, another option that I didn't remember to show you at the geoportal. For example, we have tools, and we have share the view at this moment. So if we have these layers, with, for example, these layers and this zoom and these layers, we can access to tools and share view. So if we share view, we get this URL, and we can send this information, only the URL, to another person. So if we press here, we can access to the geoportal with the same layers and with the same zoom. So it's not, you don't have to say, you have to access to the mobility project with the layer with these layers. You only have to press share view. And the other options is tools that are available. They are tools to measure angle, distance, and areas. You can draw on the geoportal, and you also can import vector files and web services. So you can import a KML, I'm going to show you the formats, shapefile in a zip file, a KML, and JSON. And you also can import web services from here. So you can import a web map service or web feature service from this option, external services that you can connect. You also have in some projects, you also can have metadata catalog, and also the 3D view. For example, I'm going to access to a project, the SDI of Uruguay, of the country. It's not a municipality, it's bigger than a municipality. Here you have all the information of Uruguay. They are using gvSIG Online too, and the tools they have views. I'm going to show you in English. They have the downloads options, and they also have the views, 2D and 3D views, and the metadata catalog. So the people can look for data. For example, here, the catalog. People can look for data depending on an area. For example, in this area, I want to check the layers that are available, and we can look for by type, by source, by year, by format, etc. So it's very interesting option. And if you haven't any doubt, we can finish this presentation here. As I told you, you can ask if you have any question later. You can ask at the mailing lists or at info@gvSIG.com. You can write us an email and we can answer your questions. So thank you very much and see you at the next presentation. Thank you.